Tonight on the Libra Lounge with Keisha, we give a recap of the Emmys and all the horrible fashions. What is really going on with Aaron Carter? And we have a local family here who wants to talk about their experience with the miscarriage of justice. This is the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. So, okay, I know how you bitches be looking at me. I know my eyebrows are not right tonight. I've gone the whole day like this, so we just gonna get through this whole podcast and just ignore the fact that they're just not all the way together. My stick broke. Like, people don't get it. My husband's like, why can't you just go get any kind of eyebrow stuff? No, I have to have my benefits eyebrow stuff. I'm dark skinned. And other people be trying to put black eyebrows on me. I don't want black eyebrows. I want dark eyebrows. So you can kind of see it, but fuck y'all if y'all talk about me about that, okay? All right, so if you're a friend of the Libra Lounge, you know what time it is. It's time for the Gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
All right, so we have to talk about the Emmys. I can't tell you who won because you know I don't care about that. But you know what I do care about? I care about what people wore. And there was a lot of misses last night, but there were some really good hits, right, Producer James? He doesn't know.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just wanted to see if he could lie about it or not. All right, so let's go down the list of some of the people that caught my attention as far as what they wore last night. Let's see what we got. Oh, God. So, okay. Y'all know we're all about female empowerment. You know, I'm all about the thick and juicy girls. And y'all know I love the show This Is Us. This is one of the stars of This Is Us. Chrissy, how do you say her last name? Metz with a Z?
Yeah, Mets or Meals or
Yes.
something like that.
Now, you know, she plays Kate, and Chrissy is a cute girl. Whether she's big or little, she's got a very cute face. She's got beautiful eyes. She is big. And this shit that she wore at the Emmys made her look 500 pounds bigger. I don't understand why she can't find a stylist who specializes in plus sizes. Like, seriously, I'm going to start a GoFundMe account just for that. And if we have extra cash left over after we find her a stylist, I'm going to get one for Octavia Spencer too, because she wears the same shit to every award ceremony she goes to.
Look, if they can make zoo animals look beautiful,
They
can
can
make
do
her look
something with
beautiful.
Chrissy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. It looks like they had a garbage bag. Okay, they had about 5 garbage bags. And they just threw some shiny shit on it and said, hey, you know what? This is fashion. Wear it to the Emmys, where everybody's making fun of you because that just looks bad.
It does. It looks like a grade school girl taking pictures that don't want to be there at all.
It looks like the Kool-Aid Man, Black Cherry. Yeah? I mean, come on, look at that.
Yeah.
Black Cherry Kool-Aid Man. I don't know. Chrissy, I mean, I would have told them, if this is what I have to wear, I'm just not going to go. I'm going to stay home. You let me know if we want anything, but I'm not going to wear this. I mean, I don't know. Were they trying to make her look like a mermaid at the bottom? What is that?
Ursula.
Oh, my God. Girl, she's trying to get that role. She heard that the Little Mermaid was going to be black. So she said, you know what? I'm light-skinned black. Let me see if I can be Ursula. That is what she looks like. And it just looks bad. I mean,
It's not flattering at all.
not at all. And I'm a big girl, and I'm not as big as Chrissy. But I'm just saying that they could have found something better for her to wear. Okay, who's the next person? Okay, so Kerry Washington looks amazing. This was not the appropriate outfit to wear to the Emmys. Like, you're supposed to dress up at the Emmys. So push that off to the side. I think she looks great. I love the bangs, the high ponytail, and the goddamn sequin pants. Like, do you know you a bad bitch if you can walk around with sequin pants on like that? I mean, she looks really, really good. What?
No, I agree. I think I don't think you have to have a flowing gown to look
No,
good.
to the Emmys, yes. It is red. It is a red carpet event. Yes, you are supposed to dress up to the Emmys. She looks like she's going like to the MTV Movie Awards or the VMAs or something like that. But she looks good. Who's next? Oh boy. Where do we start? First, they're Kardashians. That's the number one mistake. What does Kendall have on? Okay, so the dress part of it is pretty, but I don't understand the dominatrix leather pleather stuff going on at the top. I I don't know. It looks bad. And Kim looks like she's going as like Morticia Adams or Elvira for Halloween. Like nothing looks couture. It just looks bad. Kim's hair doesn't go with that dress. It's a mess. That's why people were laughing at y'all when y'all got up there to present that award. They're pissed because when they were presenting an award, they got laughed at like pretty loudly. And then people on Twitter have been tearing them up since it happened.
Yeah, that picture kind of looks like the movie cover for the movie Twins.
Oh, the big and little.
Yeah, with Schwarzenegger next to Danny DeVito.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like the bottom part of. I like the dress part. I just don't like the added top. I don't know. It's like they had a great idea. It's like, oh, this is so beautiful. Let me fuck it up real quick and add this. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't get the latex.
Yeah. So okay, who's next on the list? Oh, my bitch Zendaya. She shut it all the way down. If Zendaya would have walked the purple carpet before I did, I would have just said, oh, that's okay. I'm just going to go meet you at the after party. She's perfection from head to toe. I think she's got like a copper tone hair color that looks really good with her skin tone. And she just looks great. Now, when I posted this, some of you hating ass bitches were like, she needs to eat. Okay, you know what? Whatever. She's skinny. She has always been skinny. She looks healthy and everything about it is just perfection. You don't have nothing to say, Producer James? You scared because she looked good? You don't want to say she looks good?
I think she could have used some more chest for that dress, but
well, that's her shape. She's tall and lanky. Like, I mean, you've seen her in all the Spider-Man movies. She's everybody can't have titties like mine. Okay, leave the girl alone. Go to the next picture. Okay. Oh, so Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons. What's her name? I always call her Emilia, but James told me one day, it's Amelia, right?
Emilia Clarke.
Well, then don't spell it like Emilia. Spell it like Amelia. Amelia's A-M.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, so she looks outstanding. Like, I can find not one flaw. She don't have any titties either, so I'm sure Producer James doesn't like that.
No, she does.
Oh, yeah, because we saw her titties on Game of Thrones when she was fucking her nephew.
Exactly.
We saw. Yes. So her hair's perfect. Her accessories are perfect. That dress, the halter top, I love it. I'm jealous.
I just keep forgetting that she's a brunette. Because in Game of Thrones, you see her with
blonde,
white hair.
right.
Every time
She's
I see her with natural
yeah.
hair, it throws me off.
She looks great. This is the best that I've ever seen her look. And I'm one of those people. She was one of the actresses that you see her in a role and you think she's cute, but then you see her like not in that role. You're like, ooh, is that the same person? This is the first time I've seen her not as Khaleesi, and I think she looks really, really good. So I think she gets a 10. Do we have anybody else to make fun of? Oh,
Viola Davis.
Oh, shut up. Viola Davis. Y'all know that's my girl. And Elise. And Elise can get you out of any kind of case that you're in. And usually Viola does no wrong, but this, I don't know. The dress, I don't understand it. The hair, it looked like she got like 5 packs of those pink sponge rollers and rolled it the night before, put some Dax grease in it, and then just fluffed it all out right before the award show. That's how she looks, and it does not look good at all.
I love the dress. I just don't like the hair.
And
I
then
like
the pearls don't look good. They don't do anything for the outfit, but her body is amazing.
Yeah, well, the pearls are like, the first 2 in the bottom are in the right space, but the next one, like the half choker, like it looks like it's too high.
I don't know, Viola. Please don't sue me. Don't send the other little lawyers out to kill me, and then y'all figure out how to get away with that murder again. But yeah, she does, and like the makeup is too dark. I don't know. I didn't like it at all. But
no, I think that's just her.
We don't make fun of dark skinned folks, okay? Just because you light skin don't mean nothing. So I didn't like it. The hair just was a mess. It should have been slicked back in like a low bun or a ponytail, a straight sleek ponytail, something. I don't know. And then she had that white purse. I don't. It's just I don't. There's just something doesn't flow well. I don't even know what it is, but it just does not work at all.
So let me ask you, as far as Viola Davis goes, what role has she looked the best in that you think she should dress like?
I've seen her at awards events, and she's looked really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's next? Anybody?
Yes, we got the queen bitch.
Oh,
RuPaul.
now y'all know RuPaul can do no wrong, and once again, he did no wrong last night. Not only did he show up to show you bitches how to really do it, he took home an Emmy as well. We can go to the next person. There's nothing to say.
That's the last one.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wait a minute. What about what's her name? The other girl from Game of Thrones, Lady Brienne.
Oh, you didn't send me a picture of her.
Okay, so I know you guys. If you didn't see the picture of what's her real name,
Gwendolyn Christie.
she's like 15 feet tall. I don't know. She wore Gucci, which is great, but she had on a dress that looked like soon as the award ceremony was done, she had to go have dinner with Jesus and all the disciples. I mean, that was like, I don't even know what that was.
It was really like Marie Antoinette kind of
No,
style.
it was not.
It was okay.
It absolutely was
let me
not.
try again.
No.
How about?
She looked like Jesus in that picture of the Last Supper.
Well, she looked kind of like high class Renaissance fair. How's that?
No.
Oh well, shit.
She looked straight up disciples.
Okay.
That's it. That's all that she looked like. I don't get it. I mean, if I were Gucci, I would say, you know what? We made this. We're going to let you wear it, but don't tell nobody it's Gucci. That's what it looked like. It was, I don't know, it was a mess. So anyway, that's the recap of the Emmys. So Aaron Carter, how old are we? We're like almost old, right?
Well, I'm 40. You're like
Still
50,
39.
Sorry.
So, okay, Aaron Carter, everyone knows his brother, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, but Aaron had a very successful career on his own. He was kind of during that phase where Hilary Duff was really popular. He dated her and he has some cute songs. I'm sure like there's a Kids Bop CD that has some of his songs on it. But he has just like lost his fucking mind. First, he like disappeared for years and years and years. Then he came back looking like he was
like he broke bad. Like he
yeah,
really
I mean, he looked like he's
crazy.
on meth and crack. He looks bad. He's super, super skinny. And then he was like, you guys all making fun of me on Twitter, but I've got some kind of disease. It's called bulimia is the disease that you have. He's skin and bones, and he's kind of crazy. So the first thing he did was he was trying to get Hilary Duff back, and Hilary's like, negative. Then what was the next thing that he did that was bizarre? He started like doing like these weird tweets and then shit about guns. And
was he on any of those like celebrity rehab kind of shows, anything like that?
He was not, but he's
Okay.
getting ready to be on Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition
Gotcha.
with Corey Feldman, who is a crackhead within his own rights. But anyway, things got really, really bad this week because he actually got on Twitter and said that his older brother, Nick Carter, raped a 91-year-old woman. And he's recapping this story, but at the same time, he's doing at the FBI. So he's tagging the FBI on everything he says.
Because that's exactly how you report crimes.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on Twitter, and then I'm going to at you guys. So that means that it's really, really serious because I added y'all.
I'm going to mention the FBI.
Yeah, he kept adding the FBI. And I was like, I didn't even know the FBI had Twitter.
I didn't know they watched Twitter like that.
I didn't know you could at the FBI. A person like me doesn't need to know information like that because somebody could piss me off. I was like, that motherfucker robbed a bank at FBI. That's just what I would do. So anyway, he's claiming that his brother raped a 91-year-old woman. And this is how I know he's lying.
Well, I know he's lying because at 91, it's not called rape. It's called a favor.
And then he said like he had to cover up her mouth. You ain't got to cover up a 91-year-old woman's mouth when you get a rape. She ain't had sex in a long time. Believe me, she probably enjoyed that. But this woman was like, I don't know, a patient of his mom. The whole thing is crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, and I don't know if I believe it or not, but you know, a few years back, Nick got accused of rape by one of the girls from the group Dream.
Oh, I thought you meant one of the Golden Girls.
Oh my God. Y'all know he gonna be cracking old woman jokes all night long. So anyway, it looks like Aaron Carter needs to be under psych evaluation immediately because, you know, he has all, of course, every crazy damn person has to have what? Guns. So they were trying, he was like, I'm not giving up my guns. He finally gave him up because they were like, look, motherfucker, either give him up or we're going to lock you up. But I don't know. All of his family says that they don't want to have anything to do with them. But the Carter family's kind of crazy. Like, the parents were crazy. One of the sisters died. Like, oh, that may be like, how long have we been together? Forever, ever, ever?
Yeah.
I think we were together when she died of an OD. I don't know. He looks like he's just on drugs and he's got something mental going on, but I just don't know what it is yet. So moving right along. Okay, so you guys know that I have an obsession with Teresa Giudice from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I don't care how low her hairline is. James says she looks like a man, and a lot of you do too, but she is like the queen bitch. So you guys know that she spent some time in prison, like 15 months, because her and her husband, I don't even know, they were doing like tax evasion, all kinds of fraud, things like that. So her husband, Joe, he had like a 3-year sentence. And during that process, it came to light that Joe is not technically, he's not a citizen of the United States at all. But he's been here since he's a year old. I mean...
Yeah. Man.
And he's married to a U.S. citizen. He's got 4 daughters. You know what I mean? Isn't it kind of his parents' fault that they didn't fucking make him a citizen? He was so. 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Well, but then again, when you're 18, you know what your status is.
Okay, I can't remember shit that I did last week. You think I'm going to remember from the time I was 1? You know what? I'm really not from this country. I might.
But here's the thing. I mean, you have to assume he's got Social Security number, driver's license.
I think he did.
He could register businesses.
He did. Okay, so anyway, so Joe has served his time, but when he was being scheduled to be released, he was actually picked up by ICE, and he's been there this entire time, and it's been months. And he says that the conditions there are deplorable. Is that the right word? Or did I just make it up?
No, yeah, that's good.
Okay, I said it right too?
You did.
And I used it correctly?
Yep.
Oh, we on a roll tonight. So the conditions are really, really bad. He tried to get it appealed, but the judge denied it. Like, they are not letting him out. I think that they're trying to use him as an example, but this one I think is a little bit much. So he's waiting now to see if he's going to be deported back to Italy, which is where he's from. But I don't know. This one, I don't like it. I think, look, he served his time. Tell him he's got a certain amount of time to get all of this corrected as far as, being a citizen. Let him go home to his damn kids. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that one?
I mean, yeah, I think that would be fair. Give him enough time to be compliant, and then, because they've been through a lot.
They've been through a lot. Those girls, I mean, enough is enough.
Well, and they both him and Teresa, they both served their jail time. Completely.
Yeah, they did. Like, they served it.
Yeah.
And they paid their fines, and they had like almost $500,000 worth of fees.
Yeah, I think
they had to pay, and they've paid it all.
Yeah, I think they paid their dues.
Yeah, I think they should let him go home and say, look, within the next such and such a months, you need to. How long does it take to become a citizen?
I don't know. I've been a citizen my whole life. I don't know.
Well, however long it takes, tell him he's got till this time to get it done, become a legal citizen, or you will be deported back to Italy.
Are him and Teresa still married?
They're still married.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to see him come back and talk to her about doing her fitness modeling, because it seemed like she said that would be a problem for him.
No, he actually wished her luck on it. He was like, you know what? You look amazing. You've done such a great job.
Well, I bet he did while he's in prison.
Well, here's what I think. I think that if he does go home, I don't see them staying together, because Teresa has all this independence that she's never had in her whole life.
Yeah, but she's also all about family.
No, I think she's all about dick, because she's been seen with a few other men during the time that Joe has been in prison, and she has very openly said that, she faults him for all of this. So there's a lot of hostility. And remember, when she was released from prison, it wasn't very long afterwards that her mom passed away. And she's like, I lost that time that I was in prison. I lost that time with my mom. So that's it. I don't know if we can start a petition. I think his daughter's, isn't that sad? His daughter started a petition to free Joe. So I don't know. I wish them luck. But Teresa, I've been trying to get you on the show. Don't act like a snooty bitch, okay? Come see me. Come talk to me. We can do it over the phone. Okay, so when we get back, we have a very compelling story that you all need to hear about injustice, basically, with what is it? The court system that,
criminal justice
The criminal
system.
justice system. See, I said deplorable earlier, and I got that right, so I'm gonna fuck up like everything else that I try to say. So when we get back, we're gonna have the Douglas family tell us their story of injustice.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
All right, ladies, are any of these on your to-do list? Lose weight, improve flexibility and posture, get muscle definition, and most important of all, reduce stress. Now, you might be saying, damn, Keisha, how am I going to do all of that? Ever tried barre? I'm here to tell you that Classic Barre by Sherry is the perfect low-impact workout that's right for women in every age group. The ballet bar is used for stability and balance while using small hand weights, core strengthening, and stretching with a splash of cardio. Because I love you, I'm telling you that you can try your first Classic Barre class with Sherry for only $10. And because I really, really, really love you, if you mention the Libra Lounge, you get half off. Stop by Sherry's studio and see what it's all about. She's located inside Femme Fatale Women's Fit Club at 689 FM 517 in Dickinson, or go to thelibralounge.net and click on the link for more info.
The Libra Lounge.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. In the studio tonight, I have the Douglas family, and we have Tanika Douglas White, and we have Sharon not Sharon Douglas. Did I say it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So they're here to share a really compelling story. You know, Kim Kardashian decided she wants to try to be like an attorney or something like that. So she has actually had some cases reopened of people that are in prison. So it kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about tonight. So, you know, tell us what your brother Bud was like growing up. How would you describe him? Now, he's your brother, but who's he to you?
My brother.
Brother. Okay, got you. All right.
Yes. So Bud was kind of like the clown of the family.
Okay.
He enjoyed having fun,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, he was also, you know, very well mannered.
Okay.
Bud was like that kind of kid that when we were young, when my mother's mother, my grandmother was living,
Mm-hmm.
he would get out of school and he would go and check on our grandmother.
Okay.
He was just, you know, a fun-loving guy.
Now, is he the oldest child?
No,
He's not. Okay.
he's the third oldest.
He's the third oldest.
Yes.
Okay. So people that knew him before he went to prison, how would they describe him? Would it be the same way kind of as you, like wanted to make everybody laugh?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And, you know, even like, you know, since I've kind of gone out and posted on social media about his entire situation, you could look in the comments
Right.
and you can just see how a lot of people are just, you know, I never believed it. You know, Bud was just not that kind of guy, you know, and so forth. I mean, I wouldn't even say he just hung around anybody that was necessarily what you would call a bad actor.
Right.
I mean, you know, we wasn't even raised like that.
Okay. So if Bud were here for this interview, what would he say about the days that led up to his arrest?
Prior to, well, Bud was actually living in Dickinson because we're from Dickinson. We're originally from Dickinson. And he ended up transferring from Dickinson High School to Dobie High School.
Okay.
And so
that's what, Pearland area?
That's kind of
Old
like
Pearland?
I guess South Houston.
South Houston? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like, you know, Scarsdale
Right.
area.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was just normal.
Right. It's just a typical day. So
It
he
was
was still
just-
in high school.
He was still in high school. Bud was 18. He had just turned 18 when he was arrested.
And just so our audience will know, Bud has been in prison for 26 years.
Yes.
Okay, because I've heard his story before, but I had no idea that he'd been locked up for 26 years.
For 26 years. It just made 26 years. September 7th was the day that he was picked up from school.
Okay, so tell us what exactly Bud is charged with.
Bud is charged with capital murder.
Capital murder. Okay, so what happened?
Well, on August 8th, there were, you know, teenagers, young kids out playing basketball over at, I believe the name of the school is called Mitchell Elementary. It's in the Gulf Meadows area.
Okay.
Fuquay near Telephone Road.
Okay.
They were all out playing basketball, and from what I understand and just reading the police reports, there were 3 guys. 2 stayed behind. I mean, 2 got out of the car. 1 stayed in the car. They came up and kind of like, I guess attempted to pretend as if they wanted to play pickup basketball or something like that.
Okay.
So they did that, and then for whatever reason, one of them, I guess the one with the gun, must have approached the oldest one that was out there. His
Okay.
name is Freddie Garcia. He was 17 at the time. So he approached him. He demanded his car keys.
Okay.
And from what witnesses have said, Freddie was like, stop playing or whatever. And next thing you know, a fight ensued. And for some reason, I guess the gunman was able to kind of break free or whatever. And he stepped back and he shot Freddie Garcia in the head.
Oh, wow.
Which, of course, ultimately led to his death.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing is that people get shot all the time. But when you shoot someone in the head, you want to kill them. You're not just shooting them like, I'm mad at you or get away from me. You shoot someone in the head when you want to kill them.
Exactly.
So then how was it that Bud got charged with this murder?
Well, I will say this. Bud was not a part of the initial investigation. They were looking at, there were other people that they had been looking into. However, being that he went to Dobie High School, he said he was on his way to lunch. And the principal approached him and asked him if he would come down to the office. And so when he gets there, he's met with a detective from HPD and I believe 1 or 2 other officers. And so they asked him, well, do you know why we're here? And, of course, him being oblivious, he's like, no. And so they say, well, I guess that's when they proceeded on to tell him why they were there and if he would be willing to come down for questioning. Him being not a street kid or whatever, and being the person that he is, he agreed to it.
He didn't get a call his mom or anything like that?
He didn't. We didn't know anything.
Okay, so even when they got to the police station, they didn't let him call, I don't know what the standard procedure is, but usually, especially with him being so young, but 18, he's legally an adult.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So they take him, do they handcuff him at the high school?
I believe they handcuffed him, but I'm not 100% sure.
So when they were at the high school, did they say you're under arrest or we just need you to come for questioning?
They only asked him if he would be willing to come down for questioning.
And then they still handcuffed him?
And they handcuffed him and took him down to the police station on Macau Road.
So that doesn't sound right. Let me ask a white person because y'all always know the law. Is that right?
Well,
you don't handcuff someone unless they pose a threat or they're under arrest.
Yeah, exactly right. So, what can happen is they can say, you want to come down for questioning, and you say yes. They say, okay, well, you're under arrest for this. You don't put somebody in handcuffs just to
take them to get questioned.
Yeah, unless they're truly taking them in for questioning.
Okay.
Which is,
and I'm sure as an 18-year-old, he probably didn't even fully understand anything.
No. He's never been in trouble before.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. People who have never been in trouble want to comply with the police because they've never known not to.
Right. So, okay, they get him down to the police station. So they start questioning him. What led them to say, okay, you're under arrest for the murder of, Freddie Garcia?
Freddie Garcia, yes.
Okay.
So he was questioned. He kept maintaining his innocence. They asked him if he would be willing to take a polygraph test.
Okay.
He agreed. He went down, took a polygraph test. From my understanding, he passed that polygraph test. And so I guess one of the police officers who was there doing the polygraph test must have, he was talking to him. And Bud told me some of the things, some of the questions, or kind of like what he was insinuating and so forth, some of the things that he said. But of course, I don't remember, I can't recall what
Right.
how that conversation went. However, after the polygraph test, he was taken back to the interrogation room.
Okay.
And then the detective, of course, who came down and picked him up for questioning, he started asking him questions again. But of course, kept telling him, I have no idea. You know, he
Right.
kept saying that he was innocent. He had no idea. He don't even know the area.
Okay.
And so then while he was, Buzz said that while he was, of course, while they were talking, the detective was asking the questions and so forth, he's typing the entire time on a computer. And he goes and he prints whatever it was he typed. He prints it out. He hands it to Bud. Bud's thinking that this document that he is about to sign is, I guess for a release so that he
Right.
can go ahead and go home.
They typed a confession.
It
They
turned
typed a
out to be a
confession.
confession.
which is
He
a
signed it.
tactic.
He signed it. And as soon as he finished signing it and initialed it, they arrested him. They charged him.
He was in a photo lineup.
Like,
too.
Oh, he was in a
right.
Talk, Sharondra.
He was in a lineup as well, and he was not picked out of the lineup by witnesses that were at the park that day.
Because
Okay.
initially, when the detectives, when they had spoke to the witnesses, I think they interviewed four
Okay.
of the witnesses who was out there with the victim. And they all gave, statements. They said that the shooter was, one of them said that the shooter was about his height, 5'5" to 5'6", medium complexion. And then the other individual that was with him, he was about 6 feet tall. I think they kind of gave a range of, I forget if it was like 5'10" to 6 feet or something like that. And he was a dark complexion.
Okay.
But
It's
it's
very
5'11".
high yellow too.
So you can tell. You
yeah.
can tell if you're standing next, if somebody is within close proximity of you,
Right.
you'll know if that person is about your height.
Right.
Whereas even during the court system, when his attorney had asked the guy who, of course, would initially point him out and say that, yes, he did it, he had them stand side by side, and you can see the difference.
So here's where I'm confused is that, okay, he passes the polygraph test and then he is put in a lineup.
Yes.
And he's not identified as the killer. So the other guys that were there, that's where I'm confused. Wouldn't they be able to identify the person that was the shooter?
Exactly.
Because it wasn't that many of them, was it?
No.
Well, here's the problem: is that was there any other suspects to compare to? Because if I'm just wondering, how did they get to Bud being a possible
Well, let me back
interest or
up.
suspect?
Before they had even approached him at school, the witness, this one witness, the same one who said that the shooter was his height, he supposedly went home and told his mom, I believe I see the guy who killed Freddie Garcia. And that's how Bud's name came up.
So do you think that guy may have been associated with the group of guys who came and started playing basketball?
That's what we don't know. That's what
Okay.
we don't know. Because the three individuals who went to the photo lineup, to the lineup, neither one of them picked Bud out of
The lineup.
Neither
Okay.
one of them. And even during the trial, neither one of them picked him. But here's also the kicker, because of course he had a court-appointed attorney, which is a no-no.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the reasons why we're here today, because he had ineffective counsel. Even
Yeah.
his attorney did not ask those three who took the stand if Bud committed the crime.
So, okay, you've got witnesses describing the person. You've got one person that said that the shooter was dark-skinned.
The shooter was medium complexion. He was 5'5" to 5'6", medium complexion.
So, I mean, I'm 5'6". So if someone's 5'11", that's a grip taller than me.
Yes.
And then there's a big. We'll put a picture of Bud so that the audience can see him. He's very light skinned. So you can never see him and say that person's medium tone or dark skin.
Right.
No.
So okay, we're gonna take a break really quick, and then we're gonna talk about you guys trying to get his case reopened. So we'll be right back. Hey guys, it's Keisha, the host of the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast and web series. If you follow me on social media, you know that the Million Harris is one of the sponsors of the show. I've told you all about the great hair products for both men and women that they have, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to actually see some of their hair bundles. Here they are. What I did was I ordered both 20 and 22-inch Malaysian bundles and a frontal from the Million Harris and took them to my stylist and had her make this unit. Yes, this is actually a lace front unit made from the bundles I purchased at the Million Harris. I usually don't wear this much hair extensions, nor do I wear it this long, but I really, really love it. The hair feels amazing. It looks great. I've been getting compliments everywhere that I go. So make sure to go to her website or stop by the shop and get your order on. She's got hair products, bundles, and mink lashes. Make sure to use my discount code Libra20 for 20% off your total purchase. All right, welcome back to the Libra Lounge. We're continuing the story of Bud Douglas. What's Bud's real name?
Marion Hunter.
Marion, like Marion?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's, you know what? I don't mean to change the subject, but for some odd reason, like sometimes black mamas give their sons feminine names.
That's my dad, my grandfather's name.
Well, okay. I have an uncle. His name was Connie. And I was like, why did you name him Connie? And then it was another relative's name.
Yes.
I was like, was the relative a girl? And they're like, no, it was a man. I'm like, but he went by Ricky. So it's just like they wind up changing it.
Right, because we
Wouldn't
called
you?
my dad. Right.
Yeah.
We were, my dad's nickname was Bud, so that's how Bud got his nickname.
From his dad.
From our dad, yes.
Okay, y'all know I'm like a baby squirrel. When I see or hear something, I just go zoom. So, okay. So we're hearing the case of Bud Douglas, who has been in prison for capital murder for 26 years. So what you guys are trying to do right now is get his case reopened so he can get a new trial.
Yes. Or just really get his story told and out there.
So has there been any new evidence that has come to light within these 26 years?
Well, we hired an investigator.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 2013, I believe it was. So he's pretty much been working the case and trying to, find new evidence. One of the reasons why we hired the investigator was because in 98? I believe in 98, supposedly, there was an individual who confessed to killing a crime that someone is serving time for. Okay. And because someone who overheard the conversation was well aware of Bud's case and how all of this came about, the area, the person, and so forth, he kind of eased into the conversation. And because we never got the name and he never got the person's name because that person ended up being paroled. Okay. I think that following week or so after this conversation happened, he never got the name. So the purpose of us hiring the investigator was to try to identify this individual.
This person. Okay.
Right.
And did that happen?
Well, we narrowed it down. However, the same one who wrote Bud to tell him about the situation, he's kind of like one of those guys, he lived by that street code.
Yeah, so you don't snitch on anybody.
Exactly.
So, but in situations like that, usually they will shave off some time if they help with another case.
Correct, but he is standing. But he really stands by that code. Exactly.
Do you know how long that person's in for?
He was going to leave it in the Lord's hands.
Oh, okay. That has to be very frustrating. So you know that there is a witness out there that could possibly be the key to this whole case.
Yeah. And then the investigator even talked to 3 of the witnesses, and they still say to this day that it was
was
an
not.
absolute no. The investigators showed Bud's picture, and they said the first time they saw Bud was during trial.
So during trial, what was the crux of the evidence? Was it just all circumstantial? His signed confession.
There was no
and-
evidence.
No evidence.
Yeah,
So they have no evidence. They have
No
no
weapon,
eyewitnesses.
No,
Well-
Court on carbon copies.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like all they had was eyewitness, which is
And then a signed
unreliable,
confession.
and a
Exactly.
signed confession.
And
that's-
this one individual who said that he did it. Now here's another thing to that. This same individual who said that Bud did it, he was also adamant about another guy who Bud met at Dobie High School. And he was, I guess, trying to insinuate that the two of them did it together.
For what purpose, though? So has
I
anyone
have-
ever said why they decided? How
I
old
have
was
no
Freddie
idea.
Garcia?
17.
So what reason would they have to kill another 17-year-old? I mean, was he robbed?
Apparently, they said it was to take his car, which was never taken.
But you can easily take a car. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, but
You don't shoot someone in the head that you just got done. They played basketball together, right?
Well, not the guys who
Who rolled up in the car?
correct.
Okay.
They only, I guess they saw them playing basketball
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I'm not sure how all of that went down, but they only know. Well, matter of fact, the one witness, he noticed the car
Was
because
it
he
like a
thought
sports
it was
car or something like that?
no,
Something fancy?
It was like an Oldsmobile or something.
So
like
it's
that.
not like a vehicle
No.
that someone would
Because
even
he
try to
said-
steal.
No, because even the same witness said that he thought he recognized the guys that was in the car.
So does Freddie Garcia's family think that Bud did this?
Now that I'm not sure.
So have y'all had any contact with the
No.
family or anything like that?
No.
No.
Because the story just doesn't. Something's missing. There's some parts. There's lots of gaps.
well, actually,
and I don't-
There was
understand
there
it.
was nothing drug related, alcohol related to a female.
No, I don't-
nothing that would like make someone want to kill someone else.
Well, no, I don't think there's any gaps. I think it's very basic. Dudes got into a fight. Somebody had a gun. Somebody got shot. That happens 1,000 times over the
Yeah,
year.
but sometimes it's like someone you can beat up a person.
Oh, but
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
But you
Keith-
don't get a gun and shoot him
Well,
in the
even
head.
before
Keith,
the-
this happens 20 times a week in Chicago and
Okay, well, we're
Detroit
not in
and LA.
Chicago.
No, I'm just saying, people get into a fight, people get shot. The real issue is that you had unreliable eyewitness testimony. You had a signed confession from a kid, from
Yeah.
a young adult who didn't know what to really do when the cops are basically we don't know who it is. We have a suspect.
They
and
just
a
want to
case
close the case.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
They just want to
exactly.
close the
That's
case.
Exactly.
And there are so many examples of this kind of story where somebody had the exact same course of action.
Right.
And on appeal, they show there's no hard evidence to tie him at all.
Right.
And,
Producer Dave, you
Different
sounded kind
outcomes
of smart.
well, it's saying it's not,
My baby trying to be a court reporter, not a lawyer.
Well,
just
I'm
a
just-
court reporter.
I'm just saying there's no question a dude got shot. There's no
Right.
question someone
He didn't just
shot
get
him.
shot, but he was killed. You
Well,
know
yeah,
what I mean? So,
right.
which is a tragedy right there. And then you have another tragedy because
Exactly.
someone who's innocent has been
Absolutely.
locked up for 26 years.
And
Yeah, and-
injustice was done to both when you
Oh,
if
yeah.
you really
Well,
look
yeah,
at it.
most definitely, because the killer is still out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's the craziest thing, and this is something that's always strange to me. Eyewitness testimony is the worst kind
It
of
is.
evidence when it comes to science, but the best kind of evidence, it seems like, when it comes to the court of law.
Yeah.
And how many times have you seen something that was wrong, you misremembered?
Yeah.
We're terrible. We are terrible collection mechanisms.
I mean, case in
Yeah.
point, we had a conversation earlier today about taking senior pictures in high school.
Hmm.
Neither one of us can remember where we took it. We just know we took them. We don't
Right.
remember if it was in an auditorium, in a cafeteria, nothing. So,
Right.
and that was how many years ago? Over 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like
it's-
things get fuzzy. And here's the thing: there was no physical evidence.
No.
A murder weapon that was
No.
never found.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Now okay.
So was there an appeal, or has there been an appeal?
There was, I guess they do kind of like that direct appeal or whatever following cases of, folks or individuals who have been found guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, there has not been an appeal.
Okay.
But due to the this latest investigation with the private investigator, and the fact that Bud had a total of 8 witnesses and only 2 were called to testify that they were either that they were with him, but he had a total of 8 who can testify that they were either with him or saw him at the time this killing took place.
So why were they not called to be witnesses?
You have ineffective counsel.
Okay.
Yeah.
His lawyer
that's- yeah,
didn't do
that's
his
the problem.
job.
All right.
Because, the thing is, the way I see it, like I say, with this one witness being adamant about Bud and then another individual, but then the other individual who was charged, and they, of course, had to drop the charges because he had proof that he was in New York, which is his home state.
So someone else got accused of the same
Yes.
crime, and they weren't even in the state of Texas.
No, they were in New York.
Yeah.
So it just sounds
We
like
weren't
there was
even
a
in Houston.
lot.
We were in Texas City at the time.
Yeah, court-appointed attorneys, when it comes to
They're
a
overworked,
murder
number
case. Well,
one. They
they're
don't have
overworked.
extra resources.
They're underskilled typically,
Yeah.
and they're on the lowest rung of professional
Right.
lawyering, I guess you can
Yeah.
say.
Yes, and here's the thing, because this was all new for us, even while my mom was calling, speaking with attorneys and, just trying to find an attorney for Bud, there was one that told her when she told him who his court-appointed attorney was, he was like, oh, he's a good attorney. No, Donald Davis was good at getting his clients keeping his clients from getting the death penalty. That's what
Okay.
he was good at.
But he wasn't good at proving them
Exactly.
innocent. Okay. So his case has not been officially reopened, but that's what you guys are hoping to have happen.
Correct.
Okay. What was his sentence?
His sentence was life with the possibility of parole, and I think it was life with the possibility of parole in 35 years.
So he still would have a nice grip of time before he
Yes.
even comes up for parole
Yes.
again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how when you guys see or talk to Bud, what does he describe? How's his life in prison? I mean, he's been in prison longer than he has not been in prison.
Exactly.
So what is his day-to-day like?
You know what? I talk to him pretty frequently. We talk to him almost every day. And, of course, my sister can tell you. Anytime, he'll call, he'll ask, how are you? And then, of course, we tell him, we're fine, blah, 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 or whatever. And then when we, pose that question back to him, he was like, oh, I'm blessed. I'm walking tall, standing strong. And even if, you hear him talking to others that he may have not talked to in a while, and they ask him, well, how are you doing? He say, oh, I'm blessed. I'm walking tall, standing strong, keeping my head up. And he say, in here, it's like, it's torture, mental torture.
Right, because
He
you're
say,
innocent.
Exactly. He say, and I mean, that's just for anybody,
Right.
though, that's incarcerated. But one of the things that I will say that blesses me and that has blessed me, I mean, it catches my attention. He say, when I walk up out of here, I'm going to walk up out of here without a stain on me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was going to be my next question. Does Bud think that he will get released?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So, since he's been in prison for 26 years, he doesn't have any kids.
No, he don't have
Has
any kids.
no kids.
No.
Like 18, that's when
No.
life, I mean, you're walking around making mistakes, having fun, partying. So what are all of the milestones within y'all's family that he's missed?
I mean, he's missed, seeing his nieces and nephews being raised. He's missed out on, graduations. On my dad's side, I lost both of my grandparents since he's been, we lost both of
We
our
lost a brother.
our grandparents since he's been in there. We lost our dad since he's been in there. We
And you
lost
said a
our
brother?
oldest brother since he's been in there. I mean, he's just missed out on so much.
Right.
And, he's hopeful that he would be out in enough time to even just spend time with, our kids
kids.
because our kids are much younger. And, being that they have a love of sports and
Mm-hmm.
he has a love of sports, he's just ready to get out, and he'll tell you, he say, I'm gonna work with them. I'm gonna, I'm gonna
Oh.
train them and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. I mean, it's just so much. He has so many aspirations
Right.
for when he comes home.
He's a coach for the tournaments of the basketballs teams and stuff up there in the prison. He's always taught. He said he retired. He's getting old. His knees getting bad.
How old is he?
44.
So I mean, if this case got, let's say it got reopened 2020, I'll just say 2020. He
Thank you,
still has
Jesus.
time that he can get married, have kids of his own,
Correct.
Oh yes.
have a career and everything. But look how much stuff has changed.
Exactly. He has a lot to learn.
A lot to learn. I mean, we didn't like 18.
I mean, he even has to learn how to drive because
He
Bud
don't know how to
never really
drive.
knew how to drive.
Right. I mean, just like the cell phones. I mean,
Oh.
look at how, I mean, that's crazy just to think
Yes.
that when he does come out, it's going to be a culture shock for him
Yes.
Oh yes.
in so many ways. You
Mhm.
know, and it's scary. It has to be scary because you have to do a fast course in catching up to everything, just the world of it, by itself. Okay. So I know you had another one?
What I was going to ask, I mean, have you all been able to reach out to any of the major programs like the Innocence Project or things like that?
Over the years, I have reached out to the Innocent Projects, and of course, a lot of them, at that time, they pretty much didn't want to take on cases unless DNA was involved. However, you do have the one here for the state of Texas. Now, that one, they will take it, regardless if DNA is involved or not. But the thing is, they get so many letters. And the thing is, you have to just be persistent and stay on top of it, because I've since reached out to a few of them within the last maybe month or so.
So yeah, I can only imagine how many people
Yes.
write them, because there's a lot of innocent people
Yes.
serving time. Okay, so did you guys, I'm not sure if the attorney who, has been working with Kim Kardashian, have y'all to reopen some of these cases? Have y'all reached out to him?
Well, I know there's a lady named Brittany and a lady named Mikoti Angel that has worked with Kim Kardashian, and I have reached out to them both. And Mikoti told me that they're only working with people who have drug cases right now.
Federal
'Cause
cases.
federal drug cases. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yes, but she said that, if she heard anything, she will get back to me and let me know. And she just wishes the best for his case, but it wouldn't be something that they could handle at this time.
Okay, so you guys are getting ready to have a big community fundraiser, and what is the reason for the fundraiser? What goal are you trying to achieve?
It's pretty much, again, getting his story out there. That's the reason why we're even here tonight. Because one of the things, if you think about it, with so much that's going on with, the When They See Us, that
Right.
Netflix series. Then you had the Brian Banks story that was just released, I believe, last month. And then you have Just Mercy that's coming out in December. Now is the time. And, of course, we've done our part. So it's, we've done our part working with the investigator. And, of course, I've talked to attorneys since then. But the thing is, it's just getting his story out there, getting the traction.
Right. So, Noelle, I'm hoping you're watching. Let's talk, okay? Because she's one of those, she can find out any and everything, and she keeps her ears to the street. So maybe that's something that we can get together and discuss, because she's all about situations like this.
Yes.
Especially with, the evidence, the lack thereof of evidence was
Exactly.
just appalling, that someone can be convicted of not just, this is not like I stole a Snicker bar. It's murder.
Well, and like I said, they're under pressure to close cases. number
Right.
one.
Exactly.
First and foremost, that's how any police department is judged: is the caseload, backlog, and
Exactly.
and the closing velocity. There's a couple of things that people can learn from this. Number one, don't ever talk to the police.
Without an attorney.
Period. Do not answer a single question. You're under no requirement to answer a question. You can simply say, I respectfully decline to answer any questions without an attorney. period.
I mean,
And
and
that's
that's
for
that's
everything.
everything.
Yes, because
That's
the
any
moment you
charge.
ask for an attorney,
They
that's
have
it.
to stop. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Because
And,
I know I would be like, I need an attorney and my mama to come up here because
yeah.
you need that support. Because how intimidating for someone to pick you up from school, handcuff you while you're at school, take you in, question you. You don't know. I am a grown woman and I would be freaking out. I mean, I would really be scared, like nervous, like what is going on.
Well,
And
if you
then they
watch-
get people to sign a confession.
Well, here's the thing: if you watch, 3 or 4 episodes of the first 48, for
Yes.
example, you will see real quickly exactly
Yes.
the tactics. They hope that someone doesn't ask for an attorney. They hope
So
someone
they can be
talks,
done with the case.
because one of the rights is anything you say or don't say
Can be used
can be
against
used
you.
against you.
Right.
Period.
And that's something that, I'm sorry, an 18-year-old does not understand that.
a 35-year-old doesn't
Yeah,
understand
like,
it if they've
that's
never been in
true.
that position.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, this, yes, 18, you're legally adult, but in my mind, that's
No.
still a kid.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are most definitely going to need an attorney. And I know that attorneys, they charge like $5,000 an hour. But it's not just that you have to pay the attorneys, you have to pay the people that the attorney uses to go and
Exactly.
look through everything and
The
investigate witnesses
the
and
analysts
Exactly.
and the techs and all that.
right. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys, this community fundraiser is going to raise awareness, but it will also be able to help
Help,
you guys to get that
exactly.
attorney. So if there's anyone who is in the legal field that could be of assistance to the Douglas family, please send us an email at libraloungeradio@gmail.com. Okay. So before we go, can you tell us the plans that Bud has? I know he can't wait to get with his nieces and nephews, but does he ever say, as soon as I get out, I want to eat this certain thing, or I want to go see that place?
His biggest thing is travel.
He wants to travel.
He wants to travel because I have a cousin that has done that's doing expat, and he was in Singapore, which now he's in South Korea. But they do a lot of traveling, and he sends. They always send the photos.
Right.
So he's gone. I mean, one of the it's really a really beautiful place, Maldives.
Maldives.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They went
were
to
there.
Maldives and they sent the pictures. And he's like, that's one of the things he wants to do is travel.
Especially being, you're caged.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like every
Yes.
move that you make is monitored. You have to
Yes.
ask permission to do everything that you
Yes.
do. So yes, I know he can't wait to travel. Does he ever talk about, meeting someone, getting married? Does he still have hopes to have his own
He
family?
still wants to have
He wa-
kids.
Right. He has time.
Yeah, he still want.
What? What'd she say?
Oh,
His one of his girlfriends, a girl that he was talking to prior to being arrested.
Right.
They have kind of kept in contact off and on since he's been in there. So it's like that's one of his things. But of course, she would tell you she ain't having no more kids.
I'm sure he wants to have a steak and a blowjob as soon as he gets out. I
Yes,
mean,
he
he
does.
hasn't. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
That's
well-
that's human nature. Anybody would want that.
Well, I mean,
does.
this opens up a whole nother line of questioning because,
No, it doesn't, James.
well, no, it's
he
something
heard
that-
sex, and now it's a whole nother line of questions.
No, what I mean is, how much of life did he live getting up to 18? I mean,
Exactly.
had he been with a girl, had he done those kind of?
He's a
Oh,
Douglas
well, he was-
boy.
you
know,
Have
he
you
was.
seen him? I think he may have already done
I
that.
mean,
He
really, I
was-
mean, you got to think about how many things.
But not
also
like a
missed out.
serious relationship, just like
Exactly.
young love and hooking up or whatever.
That's what
Bud
I mean.
had two loves. He had love for girls and he had love for basketball.
There you go.
And rapping. He
And
does
rapping.
rap.
And that too.
Well, this is a sad case, but when we get back, I want you guys to let everyone know how they can continue to follow Bud's case, about the fundraiser, how they can make a donation, or how they could be of any assistance to you guys. We'll be right back. Sassy Class Boutique is the hot spot for your fashion, beauty, and home decor desires. We celebrate women of all shapes and sizes with our trendy collection of regular and plus-size clothing. Looking for the right accessories? We have upcycled Louis Vuitton handbags, vegan purses, and jewelry to add sass to your class. We also offer health and beauty products from salon quality hair care to cruelty-free makeup. Our edgy home decor items will make you the envy of all of your neighbors. Sassy Class Boutique also offers custom items like shirts, hats, and other gifts for any occasion. All of our vendors are female-owned small businesses, and together we are Sassy Class Boutique. Located at 3709 Fatter Drive in Dickinson, Texas, 77539. Or shop anytime with us at www.sassyclassboutique.com.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
All right, so I want to say thank you to Tanika and Sharondra for coming down here today. And I'm saying that because her name is Sharondra, but my best friend has been calling her Sharonda for 22 years. Okay, so please let everyone know how they can find Bud's social media page, which is it run by you guys?
Yes.
Okay, how they can get on there and learn more about Bud, where they can go if they want to learn more about his story, and tell us about this fundraiser this weekend.
Well, his Facebook is under Bud Hunter, and they have a miscarriage of injustice is posted on his page with information regarding his case. But Tanika can give more information about that.
Yes, you can find that. You can also find it under my Facebook profile, which is Tanika Douglas White. Although, I mean, it's private, but at the same time, my post about him is all public.
Okay.
So anyone has, they're
Access
able
to
to
see
see
that.
it. Correct.
Okay. And this Saturday, you guys are hosting it's a fundraiser.
Yes.
And give us all the information about that.
We will have a prayer and benefits supporting him. Again, getting his information out there, and of course, raising money for legal fees. That will take place at the Mount Carmel Baptist Church, located at 2920 Highway 3 in Dickinson, Texas. It will be from 11 a.m. and we will end at 3:30 p.m.
Okay, and you guys are going to be selling barbecue sandwiches. Anything else going to be out there? Ways that people can make a contribution?
People can make a contribution by going to, I have 3 different ways that can be done is through my PayPal, which is Tanika, Tan as in Nancy, EKA 31 at gmail.com, or Venmo, which is Tanika-White, or Cash App, which is the $ Tanika, Taneka 77.
And again, if you guys have any information that if you hear this story and you think, oh, maybe I've heard this story before, any information, please feel free to contact them, let them know. And please go out to the benefit this weekend. It's going to be this Saturday, September 28th, 11 to 3:30 at Mount Carmel Baptist Church here in Dickinson. Alrighty, so it is time for the Bitch Please of the week.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street, telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
Okay, so this is just crazy to me. All right, so we know for like the past 4 years, Will and Jada Smith have just been weird. Okay, I don't even know if they're black anymore. They are really, really, really weird. They're not like anything like when they started back on A Different World and on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's not the same people. Okay, so I was reading an article today. I guess this week on Jada's talk show, what is it, the Red Table Talk or something like that? She's always talking about like her vagina and like sex and masturbation. It's just too much information that Jada gives out. So I was reading an article, and this week they're going to be talking about how they had to stage an intervention for their son, Will and Jada's son, Jaden Smith. Do you want to know what the intervention was about? I'm going to let you guess what it was about.
Was it drugs?
It wasn't drugs.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 tries.
Okay. Was it sex addiction?
Nope, not sex addiction. No.
Was it gambling?
Nope. Nothing like that.
What the
Those
hell?
are usually the causes for an intervention, right?
Yeah. What the hell else do you intervention for?
To teach that boy how to eat.
What?
Yeah. They staged an intervention because he wasn't eating properly.
Was he alive?
He was alive.
Was
He
he-
decided he wanted to become vegan, but
Okay.
he wasn't doing it right. So he wasn't getting all the nutrients that he needed. So he lost a lot of weight. He had dark circle under his eyes. He didn't know how to eat. Motherfucker, your parents are millionaires. You have a lot of money. You could pay someone to make all your meals for you every single meal of every single day.
So how do you not do vegan right? Like, it's pretty straightforward what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you're like eating bacon every meal, I don't know how else you not do vegan right.
Well, he was losing weight, so he wasn't eating bacon every single meal. This is weird. Black people don't do shit like this. You know what I mean? We don't. You know
No.
what fucked us up? Black people haven't been right since that sniper shooter that everyone thought was white, and then we found out he was black, so we walked around like that. I was like, give me a hijab. I don't want anyone to even see my face, just see my eyes. I don't want people to think I'm black. Maybe they'll think I'm Indian or something like that. Black people have not been right since then. Black people used to, do crimes that kind of made sense. Like, ooh, you slept with my baby daddy. I'm going to beat you up. Crime, okay? Oh, I don't have any money. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. Boom, I'm going to go rob a convenience store. We did stuff like that. White people, y'all like eat people's faces. Y'all like hold people in your basements and stuff like that. Y'all do like really weird stuff like, oh, I'm going to tear this person's butt off and wear it as my own butt. Y'all do those kind of crimes. But now black people do that kind of stuff.
I got 2 words. R. Kelly.
Yeah. He eats ass and face and all that piss on
And
people.
what?
Yeah. But back to Jaden. Okay. I don't understand. The boy's 21 years old.
Look, I have a theory. I think when any black person gets enough money, they act white. I really believe that.
Girl, that is how people get shot. We just had someone walk in and kind of scared all of us. Okay, so Jaden Smith, look, baby, go to Church's Chicken, get you some chicken, get you some greasy, dirty rice. You'll be filled back up. Okay, you're gonna gain weight. He is skinny. His skinny jeans are baggy on him.
Get some itis, and you'll know what it's like to eat again.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that the Smiths have been whitewashed.
Completely.
They really have. Like, I mean, can y'all get it?
They are literally, look, now I'm pissed off. Now they're culturally appropriating from my culture.
They really are.
Being
Y'all need
vegan,
to stop trying to be
having
white.
interventions about food.
Yeah, I know, but now he's vegetarian.
I'm offended.
He's vegetarian now. So now he's healthier, but he had to have an intervention. The day my mama and daddy have to have an intervention, see, they probably would have been like, bitch, you eating too much. That would have made more sense. But you don't have an intervention because you're not eating enough. You're not eating the right foods. Go get you some of those Flintstone vitamins for kids. Take that every day, and you'll have all the nutrients that you need, okay? All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.